lead. Anthony Davis finishing with 35 points, 17 rebounds. Lakers go on to win 123-108. And more good news for the Lakers. LeBron participated in shoot-around yesterday by shooting free throws. That was his first on-the-court activity since his injury. Shannon, with LeBron, is this team a contender in the West?
Well, how healthy is LeBron? That's the question. If KD is 60%, are the Suns a contender? No. So I don't know. And Shams is reporting that, yeah, his foot is feeling much better, but the timeline has not changed.
Yeah.
So they're going to reevaluate him, next week, if I'm not mistaken?
Next Monday.
Next Monday, they'll reevaluate him.
Yep.
And then, is he a few days away, or is he still? I think they got like 13 games to go. There aren't very many games left in the season. So are you just, hopefully you can stay there. You would like to get to that sixth spot and avoid the play-in, but it might be a situation you have to play a couple of play-ins in order to get that eighth spot.
Yep.
And that's for me, that's the most important thing. How healthy is LeBron going to be? And yeah, Skip, it's like when he was doing some stuff. Okay, I saw him shooting free throws, but lifting weights and med balls and bands, that's not conducive. They don't do any of that on the basketball court. Last I checked, now maybe 8, but I haven't seen him do it yet. So for me, if he's healthy, sure. If LeBron is close to healthy, I'm not saying he's going to be 100%, but if he can be 85, 90%, and Anthony, but then again, AD. Skip, I saw that. You saw last night. You saw 35 and 17.
I did.
But you saw, what did you see Friday night? You saw 8 and 9.
Yep.
How does a man go from 8 and 9 to 35 and 17? It's the inconsistency for me of him that causes me to say, no, Skip, I'm not sure, even if LeBron is healthy, because the inconsistency. Now, if he going to give it to me like Giannis, Skip, I don't want to think about Giannis. I know Giannis going to give me that work. He going to put that work in. He going to give it to me. He might miss like 12 free throws.
Yep.
But he going to give you everything he got. And I don't worry about Giannis shortchanging me. I just can't. I just don't have the confidence that AD is going to be consistent. And that's what you need. Like he was his first year here, Skip. Every playoff game, you could count on AD to give you 26 and 12. And now, I pray he give me that.
Shannon Sharp, last night was yet another instance of why I really like your new squad. I like the additions, and I loved the subtractions. You don't have any Russell Westbrook to have to contend with. You don't have Patrick Beverley and all of his antics and shenanigans to contend with. You have shooters in place. You have a Malik Beasley. I told you over the last 2 years, he's made the third most threes in all of basketball to Steph Curry and Buddy Hield. And you were surprised when I first told you that, but he can shoot it. Now, it'll come and it'll go like all of them do. And he's been in a little bit of a slump. But in the first half last night, he was not in a slump. He was out of his mind because he's capable of going Steph Clay on anybody. I'm not saying he is Steph Clay, but he can have those kind of hot streaks. So what do we always say about LeBron James? You have to surround him with shooters. He's got one. Troy Brown, I know he can be. He had an 0 for 7 the other night, but again,
he was 2 for 3 last night. He
made a couple last night. And then Austin Reeves has turned himself into a credible, dependable three-point shooter. And he made 3 of 4 last night. And Hachimura he's just a nice NBA player. That's what he is. And he will give you all he's got. He's not great, but he's pretty good.
Right.
And Jared Vanderbilt has changed the face of your defense, where all of a sudden you have a tenacity feeding off him that I have not seen from your defense before. Now, what's happening at the top of the West? You've liked the Nuggets, you've liked Joker, and all of a sudden they've lost 4 straight games. And all of a sudden Mike Malone is accusing them of playing soft basketball, of being in cruise control. Okay?
Defensively, they're 30th.
Okay, they're terrible on defense because Joker, I watched last night, and he just stands there and they were just Euro stepping past him all night long and dunking on him and just looking side-eye.
Nobody played defense last night. Everybody was bad last night.
Okay, but think of who they've lost to all of a sudden. They lost to Chicago at home, then they lost at San Antonio, then they lost to Brooklyn at home, and now they lost at Toronto. None of those 4 teams are contending teams, obviously.
No.
So all of a sudden, something is very wrong with the Nuggets. I've
agree.
said all year, I said from the start, I just think they're vulnerable because they don't play much defense.
Nope.
All of a sudden, it feels like Ja is not going to come back this year. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong about that. But it sounds like he's in a facility in Florida, and he's going to have to get himself right, and it takes time. And you can't just come back 2 weeks later and say, I'm back.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Nope. It's probable that he's not going to play. Well, help me out. Does that not disqualify Memphis from contention?
Yeah,
It probably
absolutely. Yeah.
does. Okay, so all of a sudden the top of the West says no, no, and it keeps falling back toward the Lakers. The Lakers are only 3 games out of the fourth seed. It's coming back to you.
Yeah.
So can LeBron come back to the Lakers? It's all
Right.
about that. I don't know. You're not sure.
No.
But it was a positive sign that at least he was out there shooting around.
They got 13 games, Skip. They got the Rockets tonight. I think they got the Mavericks.
Yeah.
Then they got Orlando. And then, if I'm not mistaken, I think they got the Suns on Wednesday.
They do.
And then they got another game Friday.
Yep.
So they got like 5 games in the next, 7, 8, 9 days.
And to your point about Phoenix, as soon as the KD bombshell dropped when we were at the Super Bowl, I'm like, hey, ladies and gentlemen of Phoenix, I think you just won the NBA championship. And then Kevin Durant gets hurt in the freakiest injury I think I've ever seen on a basketball court. He's shooting some weird layup in pregame warmups. I never see players shoot layups by themselves.
Right.
And his feet go out from under him.
I saw another player, that happened to another player in a pregame warm-up, the exact same thing. His foot went out from under him.
Okay. I saw it too the other day, and I can't remember what it was.
I forget the player who it was, but the same thing happened to him.
But this actually just looked clumsy. I don't know what it was. At first I thought it was a wet spot. Now I look at it and I say, you just tripped.
As you said, as the sun was rising in Phoenix, you said they had won the championship, I said, Skip, what did I tell you? What about the health? I mean,
no, you said it from the start. All of them. They've all had injury histories, right?
Yes.
Chris Paul, Devin Booker, they all have it.
Yeah,
okay?
if KD comes back and he can stay healthy, they're going to be a tough out. Because Booker's playing out of his mind. We know what KD's going to probably give you somewhere between 28 and 32 on a nightly basis.
Yep.
Hopefully Chris Paul can stay relatively healthy, but you're going to need DeAndre Ayton to give you more than 8 rebounds in a game like he gave you last night.
Okay, well, he's AD-like, and he's not as good as AD, but he comes and he goes because the motor runs quiet.
Yes.
That's what happens. Okay, so my point is, I like the Clippers before the year. I don't love the Clippers with Russell Westbrook. I still don't get it, but they're trying to manage around him by just not playing him as much as they were in the beginning.
Right.
But he's still in the starting lineup, and that scares me. I keep making point after point. Dallas, they got Kyrie, and they don't got Kyrie.
Right.
And
he's hurt. Luka's hurt.
Okay, Luka's hurt, and then Kyrie. It's always something with Kyrie, and I don't know what's going on with him. That they're saying reportedly it's a foot injury. I have no idea. You know how he is. Sometimes he just says, "I need some time away."
Right.
I just need a break here. I need a little sabbatical. Well, Luka's down. They need you to play, and he's not playing. Okay, so they have their issues. Help me out, Shannon. Is not the door swinging wide open for LeBron to come back? And again, I don't know his status of his health, but what if he comes back revitalized, refreshed?
Right.
And he says, I kind of like what I got to play with. He did play with this group 3 games, and they won all 3 games.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
I like D. Like I said, I need AD to be consistent because I know I'm gonna get from LeBron, and I need somebody else to be consistent. And somebody I can count on says, okay, they're gonna give me somewhere between 16 and 22 points tonight.
Yeah. D'Angelo looks like he could be that guy. Now I don't know exactly how he's going to fit with LeBron.
Right.
But again, the pieces are there, and I've made jokes about Rob Pelinka being executive of the year. I think he at least got in the conversation with the moves that he made to add and subtract.
Yeah.
He got out from under Russell Westbrook. So, again, you've been hesitant to embrace, but, man, when you make a team record 15 threes in the first half.
But they're not a great three-point shooting team.
Okay, but I think they're much better than they were. The overall numbers for the year are not good. But if we could just quickly see what they did last night in the first half, this is raining threes. This is your franchise record for a half. We just got them in a row. Kick out. Guess who? Oh, there he is. He's all day instead of always disappointing. Malik. D'Lo. Malik. Shannon. LeBron's got to be licking his chops, right? Surely he watched this and says, oh, I like what I see. I can work with Austin Reeves doing that. He used to be a terrible three-point shooter at Oklahoma, and he's turned himself into a good one. Okay, D'Lo. It's contagious, and all of a sudden everybody's making them.
Yeah, he looked looking like Clay.
Okay, all right. This is first half. We're still in the first half. These are the Los Angeles Lakers. Okay. And one more.